again. And I want to talk about what's at stake. Now that we know the significance of connection and how the generational divide might be a trap for us or a snare for us to trip us up when it comes to connection, what's at stake if you and I choose not to do anything? Well, first, it's important to note that isolation can shorten a person's life by 15 years, which is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes per day. That's how pivotal it is for our personal well-being. So the first thing that's at stake is our personal health. But we're going to set that aside because you and I are talking about connection in the context of work. But I would be remiss if I didn't at least touch on that important piece. So again, here's the stakes of disconnection. When we have strong connection and strong belonging across our multi-generational teams, all these things get improved. Recruitment goes up because we're 167% more likely to recommend our employer. Performance goes up by 56%. Engagement goes up because there's a massive reduction in employee sick days. And last but not least, this is perhaps the mic drop moment or data point that we found was that when it comes to retention, when we have strong team connection, there's a 313% less intent to quit. Now that you and I know the significance of connection, these numbers shouldn't be surprising to us, right? Because we know that connection is the most significant need you and I have as humans. It's not our most urgent need, but it's our most significant need. So if we can deliver this, especially as fearless HR professionals, if we can deliver this inside our organizations where most people are spending most of their waking hours, we get to see big benefits like this. That's why I'm so bullish and so excited to talk to groups like this about connection. All right, there's one other thing that I think you'll find really fascinating that improves when you and I have strong connection, and that's our resilience. So let me share the research with you. Recently, they took two groups of individuals, Group A and Group B. Group A was positioned a certain distance from a hill and asked to evaluate the steepness of that hill. Group B was asked to do the exact same thing, but it was a completely different set of individuals. But this group was asked to do, again, the exact same thing, but this time there was one other person standing right next to them. So here's what happened. When there was just one other person standing right next to you and you were asked to evaluate the steepness of a hill, you perceived it to be less steep, less daunting, less threatening. In fact, there was a 30% reduction in the perceived steepness of that obstacle when there was just one other person standing right next to you. Life, work, get easier when we're connected with others. So the question that you and I need to wrestle with is, what is 30% steeper for you or your multi-generational teams due to isolation? If we can cultivate the sense of connection, again, things get more efficient and more effective. Well, I hope I'm making a very compelling case that the following is true, and that is, connection is now the most valuable workplace currency. And it's right at our fingertips. And there's all kinds of opportunities for us to connect and tap into it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit why we're missing it, why we're not thinking about connection in just a bit. So the next question that's on your mind now is, well, Ryan, what are we to do? And put simply, we must be connectable. Connectable means we're ready and willing to be connected. It's very similar to being teachable, right? If you're teachable, you're ready and willing to be taught, right? It's not something you do, it's something you are. We don't do teachable, you are teachable. You don't do connectable, you are connectable. It's part of our routine, it's part of our mindset, it's part of our body language, it's part of our values. And it's a decision. And I invite all of you to choose to be connectable.